Boom, my little favorite little, you feel me? If I was a DJ, if I was a producer, that'd be my tag, that boom. Anyways, welcome back to Quarantine Conversations with your girl, Internet Auntie, Auntie of the Internet. That's what we're gonna name it. I just made that up, Quarantine Conversations, because I don't need to explain it. Y'all smart. Anyways, we're gonna talk about what people don't tell you about being alone. People don't tell you about being alone for such a long time. Now, when I say for such a long time, I don't date. Never been in a relationship. I say never loosely. I'm gonna keep looking over here because I got bullet points. And this is in no particular order either. It's just what I've realized with myself as I've been growing, being alone for so long, getting adjusted to myself, and low-key instilling in my mind that I'm gonna be only dealing with myself. So, for starters, you become very isolated. Like, you just enjoy being by yourself. Now, I take myself to the movies, I take myself to go eat lunch, I go to the mall by myself, I run errands by myself because I feel like it's quicker just in and out. I be having in my AirPods, just minding my business in my own little zone, in my own little world, because that's how I built it up. That's what I'm used to, being in my own little euphoria, you feel me? So you just become isolated to the point where it's like you really don't want people in your presence, kinda, unless you want them in your presence. Now, if you were in a relationship, you would know, like, oh, somebody wants to be around you. When you're in a relationship, a person can want to be around you, and it's only understandable that you allow them to be around you because they love you, they like you, whatever the case may be. Now, when you become so isolated, you can't really picture the fact that you would have to share your time that you've become accustomed to with somebody else. Now, of course, I go hang out with my friends, I go do this and I go do that, but when it's brought to me, it's like, slow your roll, I don't really want to deal with it. Now, that's just because I've been so isolated. It's like, I go to the movies by myself. If somebody else was to invite themselves to my movie and they want to talk to me during the movie, I don't get talked to during the movies. So you're going to talk to me during the movie, I'm getting irritated. Which brings me to, you grow easily irritated. Little stuff ticks me off, like unnecessary conversation. It's unnecessary because I didn't want it. What I don't want to do, but I respect somebody wanting to be around me, low-key irritates me. It's like, dang, I don't want to do this with you, but I shall, because I already know that it's not good that I'm so isolated already to the point where I'm getting irritated, furious, and it should never be that deep. I should never get that mad that somebody want to have a conversation with me just because I don't want to have the conversation. It's only okay when I want to have the conversation. Very selfish. You go from being very comfortable in isolation to becoming easily irritated when people disturb you being isolated. Now, if you know you should not be isolated for just some time now, but you've surpassed that. It's like, this is what you're used to. Then it grows into you being selfish, because if you don't want to, you won't. And then you don't really look at it as being selfish. It's like, I don't deal with nobody else, so why should I really respect the fact that you want to have a conversation with me but I don't want to talk to you? Regardless of the fact you might really enjoy my company, I enjoy my company more than you enjoy my company. That just sounds crazy, but it's the truth. It's very selfish also, but it's the truth. What else is selfish that I do personally? You just become very one-sided because you're only dealing with yourself, which is what I'm considering selfishness. I had to learn to respect the fact that people want access to me, although I've gotten to a point where I have access to myself. I love myself unconditionally, and I spend a lot of alone time with myself to the point where it's like, I don't really want or need to hang out with you, talk to you, spend time with you unless I want to. that sounds, it's bad. It's bad. I'm not even going to try to downplay it. It's bad. So with all of that, you become very independent, which is just a cover word for selfish. Because remember, I said selfish. With you becoming independent romantically, you kind of realize that you kind of don't want to be around people in general, let alone your friends, because it's like, dang, I don't want to deal with you, because I much rather deal with myself. I understand me. I talk to myself, not in a like crazy, not to sound crazy, it's just like the same. For instance, I have a website, so when I want to have conversation, I really just write it all down, type it all out, publish it, and then people talk to me and I read, and then it's really no it's no dialogue. I'm okay with that, because essentially there's silence. It's just me in my own little head getting my own little thoughts off, and then I read other people's thoughts, and then that's that. Now when you have friends in a group, you have a conversation, you gotta keep talking, it's keep dialogue. By the time the conversation is getting good, you're over it, because it's just like, I don't want to talk to you. I feel like that's being a bad friend also, to be honest. Of course it's being a bad friend. It's like, who doesn't want to hang out with their friends? But it's like, not you, it's me. This being alone for so long, it teaches you like, it's not you, it's definitely me, but I love me a lot, so it's okay that it's me, and you need to figure out you. And that sounds so crazy, it's so bad. One thing I've picked up on being alone for so long, I can't really imagine sharing my time with anyone. It's like, why would I? Now, not friend, like not platonically, like I love my friends, I'm gonna hang out with them after I relearned how to adjust to the fact that I have friends and people who love me just as much as I love myself. But that's neither here nor there, we've been talked about that. The point is, I can't think about sharing my time unconditionally with somebody who loves my time just as much as me. It's like, leave me alone. But that's because I'm so used to being alone. It's like I'm being left alone. So now that I have no choice but to be dealt with, it's like annoying. And it's not even annoying in like a bad way. It's just like, why are you in my space? My space is usually empty, you feel me? Like now I have to share my space with you. I have to, if I want to go eat lunch by myself once a week, I have to turn that into going to eat lunch twice a week, which turns into 3 times a week if I go with my friends. So bad. Okay, so I have myself I want to go eat with, then I go eat with my friends, and then I go eat with my significant other. Like, no, 2 is enough. 1 is really good enough. But you know, 2 is like my friends. But then it's all like, whoa, I have to go eat with you because this is what, like, you feel me? I have to be considerate of other people's, I just have to be considerate, which brings, it all reverts back to being selfish, if you ask me. And if you listen to me, because it's just like, who cares? Sharing your life. I can't stand the idea of that either. Like, whoa. I feel like, because I am considered, okay, regardless of me saying I'm selfish with me. That's the thing. So in general, I'm very considerate. Now, if I was to get in a relationship after saying I can't fathom the thought of being in one because I have to share myself with someone else, I'm meaning like, if I want a tattoo, that person doesn't want me to get this tattoo, I'm gonna disregard you, that's whatever. But it's like, whoa, now it's a conflict because I disregarded you because I like myself more than I really like you, in theory, because I've been accustomed to being alone for so long. It's like, what more do I know? I don't really want to get to know you, because it's like, you can really go, because I already know the outcome of you leaving. I'm gonna adapt to myself some more. So I guess you're very, on top of selfish, careless. Your ability to be social deteriorates, because it's like, what do I need to talk to you for? I wasn't talking to you before. It's hard to explain without sounding like, ooh, you have a problem. But that's the point. I know I have a problem because I've been alone for so long. But now you also see I'm low-key not willing to date, because it's like I have to adapt to something else. No, I already know how to, this is what I know how to do. So until I surpass that barrier of knowing like, ooh girl, you need to fix it or else you're gonna be alone forever. Like I have I have an angel and a devil. Like, ooh girl, you need to fix this before you just end up alone forever. Then a part of me is I'm like, girl, you've been alone forever. What's the worst that can come about it? It's so bad. I'm smiling, but oh, I'm also one of the people that smile in unfortunate situations, just for future reference. After any meeny miny mo, you get to the point where you realize that your friends and family is what is very important to you, because they don't leave. I assume I'm used to being alone because people usually leave and I let them, and now I've adjusted and respected the fact that they can go. There's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm doing about it is not giving them the option to leave, because I've adapted to them already going. So now I don't look forward to someone leaving, because I don't look forward to somebody coming, because I don't allow them to come. That is so bad, but we're gonna work through it. We're gonna work through it. Back to friends and family. They're so important to me because it's like I said, they don't go. Being in a relationship, having a significant other, being in love, liking somebody a lot, just heightens the liability of things, because there's so many other things involved. There's consideration involved, there's communication involved, it's having the ability to, it's being willing. You know, as you talk and you hear things brought to life, you really realize like, ooh, I need to fix this. I need to figure this out. That's not good. I need to work on this. But at the same time, it's like, for what? I'm the only one that deals with me. And then, don't get me wrong, I'm very willing. If I was to get into a relationship, I'm not gonna be like this. I already know I'm not. But it's gotten to the point where it's like, what I need to be in a relationship for. That's just what it is. I'm questioning everything that has to do with me sharing myself, because I've adapted to myself, which I've really said a few times. Next video will be about why it is important to experience being alone. Now, when I say that, I'm meaning like for a certain time frame until you get yourself right, not being alone for so long. Be sure to check out the information in the description box. It's some more channels you guys might like. If you don't like my content, it's other content from other people that you guys should check out. Make sure you guys know where to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I was gonna say Facebook, but ain't nobody on that. And then like and subscribe, and then leave a comment with your questions, comments, and concerns. And then if you also have a topic, let me know so I could talk about that for you, because great minds think alike. We might be on the same page, to be honest. But until next time, wishing you guys all peace, joy, and prosperity. It'll be another quarantine conversation next Friday. Ooh, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at the outro.